It's the day before Steelers training camp officially opens, and you'd think the buzz would be impossible to ignore. Reporters gearing up, players packing for dorms, fans digging through rosters and dreaming of the fall. And look, I feel like I'm supposed to be overflowing with excitement right now, hyping this thing up to the moon. But if I'm being real, I'm not quite feeling that coming from you. Not yet, anyway. Maybe it's just a delayed reaction. Or maybe this fanbase has been so emotionally bruised over the years that it needs a little more than a few flashy names to start believing again. I get that. I really do. Still, here we are. Latrobe, St. Vincent College, that familiar buzz of football starting to breathe again. We media folks get let in at 9 in the morning. The players usually roll in around 10. And just like that, it starts. A flood of interviews, first impressions, and a parade of brand new sound bites. From 10 to 1, it's wall-to-wall reactions, smiles and promises. Then by 4 in the afternoon, the run test, that beautiful, brutal rite of passage. And right after, Coach Tomlin speaks, press conference format, microphones in his face. And you already know he's going to drop the word journey at least 5 times before he walks off that podium. The funny thing is, even though it's not technically day 1 yet, the first real practice won't even happen until Thursday. There's already so much going on. New players will be talking to the Pittsburgh media for the first time. Veterans like TJ Watt will be asked about contracts and expectations. And let's not forget the star power arriving. Guys like Aaron Rodgers showing up with that casual, dorm-ready swagger. This isn't just media fluff. This is the first glimpse into what this team is shaping up to be. Now, here's the part where I ask something a little different. Usually, I talk to myself here. One mic, one voice, my thoughts bouncing around. But today, I really want to hear from you. Like, really. Whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening through Spotify, or maybe you're over on the site, wherever you are, if there's a comment box nearby, use it. Just answer me this. Are you feeling excited about this team? And if not, why not? And don't get me wrong, I'm not judging anyone. I'm not trying to drag people into forced optimism. This isn't about blind hype. I just want to understand where you stand. And more importantly, why you feel the way you do. Because honestly, if this exact roster had been assembled in almost any other NFL city, people would be losing their minds right now. I'm talking about that kind of hype that hits with a capital E electricity. Forget the analytics. Forget the age concerns or injury histories. Just read the names out loud. Rodgers, RAMSEY, Metcalf, Watt, Fitzpatrick. You say that list to someone in Chicago, Atlanta, Denver, anywhere, and they're clearing out their schedules for Sundays. I was joking with someone the other day who stopped by the studio downtown. I said, man, if Pittsburgh had only pulled off the trade for DK Metcalf and then just shut it down right there, didn't do a single other thing, that alone would have been enough to light up this city like Christmas. But then boom, here comes Rodgers, here comes RAMSEY, here comes this loaded draft class that looks like it actually makes sense for once. It was like that first domino was just the beginning. So yeah, if you're still kind of on the fence emotionally, if you're sitting there thinking, I've seen this movie before, I get that. And I have to wonder if your hesitation, your caution, is rooted not in this current group, but in everything that came before. And if that's the case, I really do understand. Maybe it's the playoff drought. Maybe it's that the last time this team really felt dominant was, what? Kansas City, 100 football years ago. Even then, our kicker had to do all the scoring. That's not exactly a memory that fires people up. And if we're being blunt, and why not, right? Maybe some of you are pointing fingers at Tomlin. Maybe you're tired of the same story, the same early exits, the same press conference phrases. Maybe you think this franchise has ignored the quarterback position for too long. Or maybe, and this is perfectly fair, maybe you're actually feeling excited and just haven't said it out loud yet. But the one thing I'll say is this: if the past is what's holding you back, I feel that. I carry some of that weight, too. And if or when this team does get back to the playoffs, if January rolls around and the Steelers are still standing, I'm going to walk into that press box with a cautious heart. Because I've seen this go sideways too many times before. I've seen the defense get picked apart in the first half. I've watched the game plan unravel before halftime. I've watched good teams look lost. That stuff sticks with you. And sure, there will be connections drawn between this year and the previous ones. That's unavoidable. Reporters will ask Tomlin the same recycled questions about past disappointments. And you can bet he's going to pivot with his classic "this is a new journey" line. But deep down, we all know that those ghosts don't just disappear because you change the roster. There's a psychological weight to this thing that no new free agent can erase with a handshake and a smile. That said, here's what I'm curious about going into La Trobe, and this is a little intangible, a little unmeasurable. When those new stars arrive, when the Metcalfs and Ramseys of the world step onto that field, will they carry the baggage of the old Steelers, or will they be able to step in and say, not arrogantly, but confidently, that wasn't me. That wasn't us. That's not what we're building now, because that matters, that shift in energy. That break from the past, it starts right here at camp. It starts with how they carry themselves, how they handle questions, how they respond to adversity. Are they here to just cash checks? Or are they actually hungry to write their own chapter? That's what I'm watching for, and eventually, someone's going to make a highlight play on Chuck Noll Field. Someone's going to snag a one-handed catch or explode through a blocking drill. And that clip's going to hit social media, and suddenly the whole vibe will shift. That pendulum, that doubt you feel today, it'll start swinging hard in the other direction. And you won't even remember how skeptical you felt on a random Tuesday in July. But we're not there yet, right? Now, it's still mostly question marks. And if your gut reaction is to be cautious, to stay quiet, to not buy in just yet, I get it. Just don't confuse caution with apathy, because whether you feel fired up or frustrated, that's still passion. That still means you care. That means you're watching, you're invested, and deep down you still want this thing to work. So here we are. Camp's about to open. Rookies, veterans, free agents, all hitting the same field with the same goal. And yeah, there's skepticism, there's earned doubt, but there's also potential, there's upside. There's a shot, maybe not a perfect shot, maybe not a Super Bowl guarantee, but a shot that things could finally click. Now, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about a question that's been buzzing around ever since the roster moves started making headlines. Where does Roman Wilson fit into all of this? We know the Steelers made it clear who their number one wide receiver is, DK Metcalf. That guy's going to be the focal point, the alpha target in this offense. Then there's Calvin Austin, who's not just a slot receiver, but more like the speed demon this team plans to unleash to exploit defensive mismatches. The way someone on the inside put it to me was simple. Calvin isn't just a gadget guy. He's WR3 in this scheme, and they want to use his blazing speed like a force of nature, slicing through defenses that have to get bigger and tougher to match Pittsburgh's size. Imagining Calvin running routes feels like watching a cheetah weaving through the jungle, unstoppable and thrilling. But where does that leave Roman Wilson? He's kind of the wild card. The guy people are curious about because he's got the potential, but hasn't yet proven himself as a clear-cut starter. If you listen to the talk around camp, WR2 is still an open question. That spot hasn't been locked down or acquired yet. And Roman knows that if he wants to earn that role, he has to fight for it every single day, whether that means beating out an incoming free agent or showing undeniable progress early in preseason games. Wilson's going to have to make his mark fast. Here's something to keep in mind about Roman's background. In college, he was mostly a slot receiver. That's where he made his bread and butter, running routes over the middle, creating separation in tight spaces, and showing his ability to find the soft spots in coverage. So naturally, the Steelers are looking at him to potentially fill that role in the NFL as well. Does that mean he'll get a shot? Absolutely. Every player here, especially rookies and younger guys, get reps, targets, and chances to prove themselves. What really matters, though, is what they do with those chances. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The Steelers' locker room might be on the verge of a major shakeup, as rumors swirl around a heated fallout between T.J. Watt and Jalen Ramsey. Sources close to the team suggest tensions have escalated to the point where Watt, arguably the franchise's defensive cornerstone, is considering walking away from Pittsburgh. This potential split is raising eyebrows across the NFL, leaving fans and analysts alike wondering what could be brewing behind closed doors. T.J. Watt has long been celebrated for his relentless energy and leadership on the field, but reports now hint that his relationship with Jalen Ramsey, the high-profile cornerback recently acquired to bolster the Steelers' defense, is anything but harmonious. The duo was expected to form a formidable duo in Pittsburgh's secondary, but apparently, Clashes between their personalities and on-field dynamics have sparked serious discord. Insiders describe the situation as a locker room in flames, with teammates reportedly caught in the middle of the conflict. The chemistry that once promised to elevate the Steelers' defense seems to be unraveling, with Watt's frustration reportedly reaching a boiling point. Some say the star linebacker feels overshadowed or undermined by RAMSEY's presence, while others speculate that differing leadership styles have contributed to the mounting tension. What makes this story even more compelling is the suggestion that Watt is not merely airing grievances, but might actively seek a trade or departure. For a player of Watt's caliber and importance to the Steelers, such a move would send shockwaves through the organization. Pittsburgh fans, known for their fierce loyalty, could be facing a season overshadowed by off-field drama rather than just gridiron battles. On the other hand, the Steelers' management might be in a difficult position, needing to navigate the delicate balance between the top-tier talents. Resolving this clash could mean making tough decisions that might alter the team's defensive identity for years to come. Could the Steelers part ways with one of their stars, or will cooler heads prevail and mend the fractured relationship? While nothing has been officially confirmed, the buzz around this potential fallout has ignited speculation across social media and sports networks. If TJ Watt does indeed leave Pittsburgh, it could trigger a domino effect impacting not only the Steelers' defensive strategy, but also the broader NFL landscape. For now, all eyes remain on Pittsburgh, waiting to see if this locker room fire can be extinguished or if it will blaze into one of the season's biggest stories. As the rumor mill churns, one thing is certain: the Steelers are at a crossroads, and how they handle this situation could define their future on and off the field. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.